Continuing with this Saturday Night Live theme, our next speaker is currently in his 4th season on that show. He doesn't do an impression of the president, but he does a great impression of Bob Dole, Andy Rooney, and Charles Kuralt. Recently, he ranked number 2 on Rolling Stone's list of the 101 best things about watching television. And once a week, he gets a taste of our jobs when he anchors that program's Weekend Update. Please join me in welcoming Norm MacDonald.
All right. I won't be as funny as that last bit. Just so you know, Well, good evening, Mr. President, Mrs. First Lady, and the distinguished members of the Radio and Television Correspondents Dinner. When I accepted the honor of performing here tonight, one thought crossed my mind, and that was, please, God, don't let me bomb in front of the president. But I'm not worried. What the hell do I care? I worked on all my jokes. I got a lot of help from my joke writer, Don Imus. He helped me a lot. Are you familiar? You know this guy? He's a funny guy. He wrote some jokes. Anyways, the dinner was great. You enjoy the dinner? We had some salmon. Yeah, it was delicious. It was great. And I thought it was refreshing to see Democrats serve something other than subpoenas for a change. I thought that was nice, I'll be doing some jokes later. I just thought I'd... But it is rather daunting to me. I'm just a guy, What the hell am I? And here I am, I look out, I see President Bill Clinton, I see Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, broadcast legend Larry King, pornographer Larry Flint, Dick Morris. The list is starting to drop off a little, folks, but still, you get the idea. It's daunting. And of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I thought that was just amazing, it's been difficult for the president. He can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he still occasionally suffers great pain, On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. But it's odd. I think this is the first time that I can remember that we've had a president that is hobbled, and it's tough on everybody. The Secret Service, it's not easy on the Secret Service. They have had to learn, how to do this, and they've been specially trained on how to lift and carry President Clinton by top experts who've been doing this for a long time. Boris Yeltsin's Secret Service agents. They've stepped in to help, Anyways, excuse me, I'm sorry, folks. Larry Flint and Dick Morris are giving some sort of hand signals to each other over there. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but it's kind of hard to concentrate. Larry Flint is here tonight. But also present this evening, Madeleine Albright, the Secretary of State. Ms. Albright's been very busy, She just returned from Russia, where she, applied for her? Yeah, Madeleine Albright. She's been very busy. She just went to Russia, where she met with Boris Yeltsin, and they had some talk on NATO expansion. I guess they kind of had a tense meeting, When Ms. Albright came back out, she said, for this I travel 5,000 miles to meet with some drunken Meshuggah? On my worst enemy, I wouldn't wish this. This is... She's changed, That's what I find. But of course, looking around the room, I also see many distinguished members of the Fourth Estate. I see Brian Gumbel is here, and he just signed a multi-year contract, of course, with CBS. And, you know, he took some time off to be with his family after the Today Show. But Bryant, in his heart, you know, is a newsman. And after a few weeks, he realized, you know, that he missed the excitement and thrill that you can only get by making millions and millions of dollars. So... And Dan Rather, of course, is here. He's a broadcast legend. I love Dan Rather. You know, I talked to him backstage, and it was a real thrill for him, you know. And he was so excited to be here, you know. I was backstage with him. I've never seen him so excited. At one moment, I remember he broke into a huge frozen smile. And it was... There it is again. There it is. Take a look. That's the huge frozen smile I'm talking about. But we got a lot of power here, a lot of juice. Mr. Rule Arledge is here, of course, the chairman of ABC News, you know, and a lot of crazy stories coming out of that division, you know. You know, stories about this person sleeping with that person and all that, you know. Scandal after scandal. If you heard the latest, I heard this just the other day. There's a rumor that last week, a certain, I don't want to say who it is, a certain gentleman in ABC News, he went to a party and he got really drunk, and he ended up having sex with his own wife. I don't know how these rumors get started, but you know, it's probably just a vicious rumor, really, you know. But as Mr. Arledge knows, of course, TV has become a very tough game. You got to stay competitive, you know. As we all know, ABC's Good Morning America is in a little turmoil, you know, a little trouble, a little rating trouble. And they're considering a lot of ways now, you know, to boost the ratings. And I don't know, I think they're getting a little desperate. I heard that next week Charles Gibson will announce he's a lesbian. I mean, is that going to help anything? Nobody wants to hear that. Martha Stewart is here, and she wanted me to tell you, don't let the busboys clear your table off tonight, because a little later Martha will come up here, and she's going to show us how to take those old discarded fish bones and make a beautiful birdhouse. So... That's nice. I'm very nervous. I don't know why. Before I sip this coffee, actually, sir, how much is it? How much would a cup of coffee cost in a place like this?
Nothing for you.
Nothing, it's free? Okay, great. I didn't want to get, you know, I didn't want to see $90,000 on my bill later. I'm sorry. And of course, there are some important Washington figures who couldn't be here tonight. Vice President Al Gore is not here. Unfortunately, he broke down and they had to leave him in the shop overnight. But they say he'll be all right later. Something wrong with the voice box or something. I don't know what it was. House Speaker Newt Gingrich is not here. A little while back, of course, everybody knows that Newt pushed through a lot of budget cuts in the arts, particularly in PBS, you know, and the effects are being felt now. I can see it, even as a layman, you know, just watching. You know, the other day I watched that show, the Frugal Gourmet. It changed its name to the Cheap Bastard. I mean, it's crazy. And Senator Ted Kennedy couldn't be here. You know, there's a lot of jokes about Ted Kennedy, but I recently watched an interview. It was very touching. You know, Ted was talking about, or Mr. Kennedy. What the hell am I calling him Ted for? Senator Kennedy was talking about how he proposed to his lovely wife Vicki Reggie, and it was very touching. You know, it was a different side of Ted Kennedy that you don't see. He was very old-fashioned or romantic. You know, when he made the proposal, it was very nice. He got up on one knee and he. It was nice, you know. You hear all the stories, but then you hear something like that, and, it makes you... I'm starting to relax now, I think I'm relaxing a little. And that's not just the booze talking. I think I really am relaxing. It's the Xanax, the Prozac, and the booze talking. But no, I'm a little nervous, who the hell am I? But it's been great to be in Washington, I can tell you that, man. Oh my God, I had a lovely stay here so far. I've been sightseeing, and in fact, I stopped at a museum. This is probably interesting to you guys. They have this news museum now. Have you seen this? It's a museum that's dedicated to broadcast journalism, and they have all sorts of, tributes to Edward R. Murrow and such, and they have this one fascinating place. It's a kind of an interactive display, and visitors, what they can do is they can appear on camera and pretend that they are real journalists, So far, it's been visited 20 times by Matt Lauer, but... I guess he's a legend, too. I didn't know. You got Murrow, Severide, Edwards, and Lauer. All right. And also today I took a visit to the White House. For any of you who haven't taken a visit to the White House, unbelievable. So, awe-inspiring and, a lot of rich in history, so beautiful, Although I did notice a kind of an odd sign on the president's desk. It said, the yen stops here. Have you seen it? What the hell does that mean? The yen? I thought it was the buck stops here, I'd always heard. Of course, they say the White House is haunted. Did you know that? And I thought this was kind of sad. I heard last night that President Clinton charged Abraham Lincoln's ghost $10,000 to sleep in his own bed. So that doesn't seem right to me, I mean... But look, the president, has come under a lot of fire for raising money, but he's good at raising money. That's not a bad thing. Every president's done it. It's just that President Clinton is very, very, very good at it. Do you know he has organized in the past year over 100 fundraising dinners and over 200 fundraising midnight snacks? Did you know that? Is he laughing? Is he? No, but Mr. President, seriously, I know you've had to work through a lot of distractions in doing the business of running this country, and I just want to say, that I implore you, stay focused and do the job, and try to remember, that Rome was not built in a day, I mean, just ask Strom Thurmond, he'll tell you. It was not built in a day. He's an old fella, folks. How would you not know that? I have an announcement to read. I almost forgot. I was told to make this announcement. Table 10, wherever you are, table 10. We're sorry your waitress hasn't been there in a while. Larry King just married her. So... I have to say, though, this is an incredible thing for me. I'm just a punk, and yet here I am, I can't believe I'm speaking in a room. I'm standing in a room here with the most powerful man in the country, Alan Greenspan, and it's a little amazing to me. It's a little, Of course, that's the big story in here in Washington is the recent marriage between NBC's Andrea Mitchell and Alan Greenspan, who is 71 years old. And this is sweet, I didn't know this. They wrote their own vows, She promised to love, honor, and speak into his good ear. So that was it's kind of sweet, The newlyweds are going to spend their honeymoon in Mexico, and I thought this was sweet. As a gift to his new bride, Alan Greenspan just devalued the peso so that that'll be nice. little bit more of my coffee. Anyways. You know what just occurred to me, Mr. President? You are now handicapped, and you're the President of the United States. You must have an unbelievable parking spot, you know? That's got to be very close to the building, you know? But you got to hand it to the president. His injury is not holding him back from doing the business of the nation, you know. In fact, he just nominated Major General Claudia Kennedy as the Army's first female 3-star general. And I think that's great, you know. She's doing a great job. Apparently, the only thing she's having trouble with, she's having difficulty figuring out how to sexually harass herself. She doesn't know how to... What's that? Guy yells my name for no reason. Oh, I have another announcement to make. Is that what you're telling me? That I should make this announcement? You're right. You make a good point with your incoherent gibberish. Here it is. Here's my other announcement. The U.S. State Department, folks, has just issued a travel warning for all women moving past Dick Morris's table. So... I don't know. Well, that's about it for me. I just want to... How about this Heaven Gates call? This is what everybody's talking about. It's unbelievable. And it really is a sad story, and it's hard to comprehend. I mean, think about it. Who in their right mind would believe that you get into a spaceship behind a comet by castrating yourself and committing suicide? I mean, other than Pierre Salinger, who on earth would believe... I just saw him out in the lobby with a pair of sneakers, Nike sneakers, and a big purple shroud, going, where are they? Did I miss it? Well, that's it for me, folks. I just want to say, you know, before I go, that it really has been a thrill for me. I joke around about the news, you know, but you people, you do the real thing, and you serve as our watchdogs, and you tell the real stories that come out of this city. And I, for one, you know, think you do a darn good job. And as a matter of fact, I have a message from someone who couldn't be here and wanted me to read it to you. This is from Senator Bob Dole. He wanted me to read this to you. Here it is. This is it. This is from Senator Bob Dole. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, to hell with all of you. You cost me the damn election. You can kiss my ass, every last one of you. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much.